Joining me on the phone from Washington, D.C. is Dr. Ben Carson. Dr. Carson, I wanted to check in with you. I know you just had a press conference in Washington where you were criticizing the Cruz campaign about what happened in Iowa. Explain what you were asking for from the Cruz campaign.
Accountability. Senator Cruz has apologized, said that he didn't know what his campaign was doing, but that he certainly didn't condone such activities. But there needs to be action. When I found that things weren't going to my expectations in my campaign, I did a deep dive. I found out what was going on. We made the changes very appropriately. Things are incredibly better now. You have to do something because accountability is necessary if you're going to clean up corruption. And right now in Washington, D.C., it is a cesspool. And if you're just going to allow things to happen and just say, oh, sorry, that's not going to help.
Do you think Ted Cruz won the caucuses, honestly?
It's very, very difficult to say. I can tell you that, at one of the caucuses my wife went to, one of the Cruz people had spoken before she came in and told people that I was dropping out and that they should really seriously think about not wasting their vote. She had a chance to talk. She wasn't a scheduled speaker, but the people were just so delighted, I got to tell you. She got a standing ovation, and I won that precinct. These things do make a difference. To try to brush them under the rug and say, oh, what difference does it make, I think is inappropriate.
When you say you want accountability, define that. You think he should fire staffers? These could have been just rogue Iowans. What good does that do at this point?
Well, if there are
the level of accountability you want.
If there are people in his campaign doing things that are important, and they are making a decision to be deceitful and to try to manipulate people, are those the people you want around you if you are saying that you are different, that you are somebody who can be trusted to clean up some of the mess that's going on?
And let me ask you this final question just to clear it up. How committed are you to staying in this race?
It was never my intention to get in this race in the first place. After hundreds of thousands of petitions, I could barely get in the House. I said maybe I should listen to the people. But now I'm fully committed.
Now, I'm going to say what he wouldn't. No, fucking Ted Cruz did not win the Iowa caucus. He fucking cheated. His lying ass. Now, not only did he screw with Dr. Ben Carson, but he also issued a phony voter violation form that was mailed out to targeted people who were going to caucus for the other candidates. This whole thing started when CNN, who I don't know if they're backing Cruz or not, but a CNN reporter put up a post that Carson wasn't going to continue on to New Hampshire, which was bullshit, and was not even going to go to South Carolina, which is also bullshit. Now, true, he is not in New Hampshire today. And he probably is going to have a make limited appearances in New Hampshire because he doesn't think that he can win in New Hampshire. But he's definitely going to South Carolina. All right, so Cruz gets a hold of that particular post and runs with it. Carson's, I guess, a campaign manager for Iowa got a hold of that particular post by Cruz's people, and he forwarded, and it was forwarded to him by Mike Huckabee, caucuser. His campaign manager contacted the Cruz people, okay, and informed them emphatically that Carson wasn't dropping out. Well, they shot out the first notification that Carson was supposedly discontinuing his campaign, but they didn't issue any kind of attraction. So they basically let that story run. Now, Cruz knew that Carson wasn't dropping out, but he didn't even notify his own caucus supporters, and they continued at the caucuses to state that Carson was dropping out of the running, and that the Carson voters should cruise over to and support Cruz. Carson's wife ended up going to one of the caucus sites, and she got there after a Cruz person had made that pitch. She impromptu got up on stage and notified everybody that her husband was not dropping out of the race and was still in the running, and he ended up winning that particular caucus site. So in my mind, Ted Cruz is a low-down, dirty rat bastard that's willing to do anything in the world in order to try to win this particular election. And if, in my mind, he goes into South Carolina, it wouldn't surprise me that everybody and their brother piles on him. And if Ben is smart, even though there may not be a ton of African American Republicans in the state of South Carolina, he should pile every last one of them that he can and make a play against Cruz. Now, I'm not a Carson supporter. I'll state that at this point. But wrong is wrong. And Cruz, what he did as far as the dirty tricks he pulled in order to win the Iowa caucus, hopefully that will come back to bite him in the ass.